Hey folks, welcome to my channel Number Pen. So there we have the problem on our screen. Integrate the following with respect to x. We've got 1 by 3 times cos of x by 3 minus 4 plus 7 divided by 7x plus 9 plus e to the power x by 5 plus 3, right? So what we've been given is dy by dx and we've been asked to find y, right? That's the meaning behind integrating a particular function with respect to x. So let's write down our y using the beautiful integral symbol. So this is what we have. We have integral of this particular function, which is a sum of three functions, right? So we apply the sum rule of integration, which means that the integral of sum of two or more functions is equal to the sum of integral of two or more functions, right? So that's the sum rule, and I'm going to be applying that, which means I'm going to treat each one of these functions independently, right? And solve this particular problem. So let me pick up each one of these functions one by one. So I have 1 by 3 times cos of 3x minus 4, right? So let me highlight the first function in yellow. And what is that integral formula that I will be using, right? So it is a cos function, which means I will use integral of cos x dx equal to sine of x plus c, right? So this is the function that I'm going to be using. And in place of x, I notice that I have x by 3 minus 4, which means what is that I will have to use? So if integral of f of x dx equals g of x plus c, then integral of f of ax plus b dx equal to 1 by 8 times g of ax plus b plus c, right? So I'm going to highlight this particular formula in green. And what we're going to do next is use the integral of cos x dx formula to solve for the first function that we have on our screen, right? So let me write down my y, and I have my 1 by 3, which I retain as it is. And I have cos of x by 3 minus 4, which means I have a function of the type f of ax plus b. So if my f of x is cos x, my g of x is sin x, my f of ax plus b is cos of x by 3 minus 4, which means that my a is 1 by 3 and my b is minus 4. I equate it to 1 by 8 times g of ax plus b. By 1 by a is nothing but 1 by 1 by 3, right? Because my a is 1 by 3. So I put my 3 above, right? Answer here for function 1 is nothing but sine of x by 3 minus 4, right? That's the answer to the first part. Let's move to the second function. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. I have 7 divided by 7x plus 9, right? So what is that integral formula that we can relate this to? I know that my integral of dx by x equal to ln of mod x plus c, right? So I'm going to use that formula to solve this particular problem. Let's write that down. So there I have. So I'm going to highlight this in yellow and I'm going to connect it with what the rule that I've highlighted in green. So if my f of x equals 1 by x and g of x means ln of mod x, then my f of ax plus b dx, which in this particular case is 1 divided by 7x plus 9, which means my a is 7 and my b is 9, is equal to 1 by 8 times g of ax plus b, which means I have 7 as it is, and my 1 by a becomes 1 by 7, right? 1 by 7 times ln of, instead of x, I replace it by ax plus b, which is my 7x plus 9, and I'll have to remember my multiplication factor, which is 1 by a, right? And then I have my last function, which is again of the type f of ax plus b, and I know that my integral of e to the power x dx equal to e to the power x plus c, right? So this is the formula that we'll be using. And I'm going to be highlighting that in yellow, and I'm going to be connecting that with what we have written down in green, right? So if my f of x equals e to the power x, my g of x will be equal to e to the power x. Then my f of ax plus b times dx, which in this particular case is, so what is my a? My a is 1 by 5 and my b is 3, right? So that becomes equal to 1 by 8 times g of ax plus b, right? So I write down that in place of a, I have 1 by 5, which means I have 1 divided by 1 by 5, which is nothing but 5 times e to the power x by 5 plus 3. And then remember, folks, I have my arbitrary constant, which is c, right? I know that I can do a little bit of simplification here. So I'll go to the next step and write down my final answer, which is nothing but equal to 3 by 3 times sine of x by 3 minus 4 becomes sine of x by 3 minus 4. 7 by 7 ln of mod of 7x plus 9 becomes this particular expression. And then I have my e to the power function as it is, and I write it like this, right? So there we have the final answer, y equals sine of x by 3 minus 4 plus ln of 7x plus 9 plus 5 times e to the power x by 5 plus 3 plus constant, right? So let me highlight my final answer in pink. So there we are. I hope you found my content useful. Please do subscribe to my channel and support. Thank you.